know that COVID-19 has greatly affected many people. We know that unemployment is at all-time high, up to about 40% in Hawaii. And on a recent survey of doctors by Medscape, and 1 in 10 practices have closed their door, some temporarily. There's fear and anxiety, not just on the patient part, but on the employee part, fear for their job security. So
it's kind of a trickling effect. It's, when one person gets affected, another person will get affected. So when we're all strong, then we tend to do a lot better. So I think that that's where the fear came in with some of the employees. Are we going to be able to continue to work? Are we going to be able to, survive this period of time? So.
My concern was also for my patients who are out there who are quarantined. These are patients who have headaches, who have seizures, who have Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. They couldn't come to the clinic. They couldn't get their medication. They couldn't get their care. So the first thing that we did was to make sure that we set ourselves out so we are available to care for them. We start renewing their medication, no question asked, whether they can come to the clinic or not. And we also set up telehealth so that especially those patients who are quarantined can stay at home and not put themselves at risk. We can continue to care for them. So that was really important to us.
Internally, as a management team, we've really been moving towards the direction of using more technology within inside of the clinic. And because of that, I think that we had positioned ourselves in a very unique way that as soon as that hit, we were able to be flexible, we were able to adapt, we were on telehealth, and people started embracing the idea that they wouldn't have to come to the clinic, that they could actually, do a video type of a situation and still get optimal care.
In such a short period of time, on March the 23rd, the stay-home order was issued by the governor. And on March 24th and 25th, we just had such an intensive training and preparation. 2 days or 3 days later, we launched our telehealth. So it was just such a remarkable, testament to the team, to the leadership, to our people who are willing to make the sacrifice to make sure that our patients are being cared for. So we actually repurposed some of our staff because patients are not coming in. We repurposed some of our staff to be telehealth coordinators. So I cannot be more pleased and more proud of that.
Yeah, one of the things that we found was some of our patients, they're not necessarily as technologically savvy. And so I think one of the benefits that we had was that we had such a great team that we actually reached out to our patients the day before, and then we were able to give them some personalized instructions on what it was going to be like in order to connect with our doctors once we got to that point.
It's a lot of doctors say that they're just having a tough time launching the telehealth. There's not enough information. They don't know the technology, but just putting a little bit of empowering the staff and calling the patient, giving them a personal touch, telling them that I'll be calling you tomorrow for the telehealth. This is what you need. That's special. Just a 2 minutes, 3 minutes investment of time is so worth it. So, if anything I could do to encourage other doctors is just to invest in that. It really made a difference for our team.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, many people came to us and asked, how did you do it? How did you get things up so quickly? And how did you get through this? We believe that if it's not for the mercy of God, for His grace and the support of the community, and the amazing sacrifice of our staff, I'm not sure how we could have got through this. I really believe that that really played a role. We've been told by our HR company that we're one of 3 organizations out of thousands of organizations that they care for that did not lay off a single employee, and we just don't have the heart to do that. We just couldn't do that. So the first hour is to repurpose, so we started, because the patients are not coming in, instead of having our staff meet the patient, talk to them, we just have them do telehealth. I'm so proud to say that our doctors and our staff made sacrifice during this period. They give up their lunch time, they work through their lunch. Some of our doctors give up their vacation time. Some of our staff had to take some reduced hours. Even then, they volunteered. So really credit and testament goes to them for the company, for this employees of this company, that has really brought us through. I want to encourage other small companies to know that there are resources out there, that people who are interested in helping us. Don't do this alone. There are SBA, there are local resources, there are loans that they can tap into. But also, besides reaching out for help, we also found other people to reach out to. During time of crisis, during time of need, the temptation to kind of hunker down and persevere is so strong. We just want to keep everything and want to just focus on ourselves. We had to fight that temptation, we had to look around us. What are the needs of other people? And we have found that there are people who are truly in huge needs. And we're so blessed we get to partner with organizations like First Assembly, who are already doing amazing jobs for the community. We get to partner with them, join with them. So again, the 3 hours, number one is to repurpose, realign, and reach out. So I really think if we can keep the 3 hour in mind, I think we can all get through this COVID very well.
I personally believe that all of our steps are ordered by God, and that even during this last year, we had already put ourselves in a position that we were already preparing for something different, and not really knowing what we were going to be going through. I believe that we took the steps that I believe that there was somebody that was guiding us through that period of time, and positioned us into a place where we could just automatically jump right into whatever we needed to get done. God's going to work all things out for the good of those who love Him.
That's right, Michelle. I really believe that too. Our desire and our goal is to serve and honor God, and we also know that God's desire is to love His people and to serve His people and take care of people and take care of needs and meeting needs. So it wasn't hard at all for us to meet needs, to reach out, to go out to places where everybody else perhaps want to avoid. So we have decided, even before all of this, to go to West Oahu, where the real needs are. So patients doesn't have to travel a long distance to get to us. And we have done that for our Big Island patients as well. So we're very fortunate. We don't feel like special doing that. We feel privileged. We feel honored that we get to do this. So we get to be part of serving them and taking care of needs. We have at least 2,000 patients that live on the Big Island. Many of them are kapunas, elderly. They're on wheelchair. They get on the flight and the plane on a wheelchair just to come here for 45 minutes, half an hour patient visit. And there are families who has to take time off work, time off the entire day just to fly here. It breaks our heart.
The fact that our neurologist and our staff is willing to fly over there, and the fact that federal government regulations or the state regulations, made it possible for our physicians and our staff to fly over there without having to go through the quarantine. I thought that was an amazing step forward as well. I'd first like to just say thank you to my staff, because we did have to cut down some hours a little bit on that, but thank goodness it wasn't for very long, and we were able to get everybody quickly back into the clinic at full-time levels. But the sacrifice that they made in order to keep this place going was just something that really touched my heart, and the number of volunteer hours that were put in superseded my expectations.
Our staff really play a key role. It's really the bedrock of what drives our success. Obviously, first and foremost, we want to thank God, because without Him, without His grace and mercy, where would we be? He's ordering our steps. We believe He's opening doors for us. Unless the Lord builds the house, the labor in vain. We really believe that. And we want to thank many in the community who have came alongside us: insurance company, hospitals, medical groups, our referring physicians, our primary care, who have came along and supported us, to enable us to see 26,000 patient visits a year, to have 50 plus employees. This is a testament to the amazing work that can happen when the community came together. Most of all, I want to thank Michelle, who is the mastermind and builder of this organization. Where would we be today without Michelle? I would be retired for sure. So.
No, you're an amazing doctor. Thank you.
Perfect.